I don't think many modern games can recreate this kind of tension and excitement. This video is completely spoiler-free, and I've carefully chosen what to show so you can still enjoy the game without having anything important spoiled. The only characters you'll see are those who you meet during the beta test, and any maps, equipment, or gameplay shown are from within the first 10 hours. So, even if you are interested in the game but don't want spoilers, you should be able to watch this without worry. The newest Sword Art Online title, Echoes of Aincrad, includes a mode called Death Game. Just like in the original story, if you die in the game, you're gone for good. In gameplay terms, your character is permanently lost if you are defeated. Lose once, and the save file is erased. This single mechanic completely changed how you approach the game. Unlike most games where you can simply retry after dying, every encounter carries real consequences. Because of that, not only bosses, but even ordinary monsters or slightly stronger elite enemies become genuinely frightening. After all, if you become careless, your journey could truly end right there. The highest difficulty, very hard plus death game, is especially well balanced. It's challenging enough that you'll need to use every bit of knowledge and skill you have, yet everything you need to overcome it can be learned from information found within the game itself. More than gameplay skill, this mode constantly tests your judgment. You find yourself thinking things like, "This status effect is way too dangerous. Next time, I'd better bring medicine that cures it, or at least boosts my resistance. I've only used one healing item so far, but pushing ahead feels too risky. I'd rather head back now." Decisions like these are what help you survive. Carefully reading tutorials, item descriptions, equipment effects, and other information the game provides often leads to moments where you suddenly realize, wait, maybe this could actually work. At the highest difficulty, it's not just your combat ability that's tested. Your decision making, your patience, and the ability to stay calm under pressure all become part of the challenge. To be honest, I've barely survived countless times. For those who want to experience Death Game with as little prior knowledge as possible, here's a quick explanation. Death Game is available immediately in the Deluxe Edition and above, or after completing the game once in the Standard Edition. To access it, simply create one character, leave the save intact, and then create a second save file. It's probably designed this way because the mode was originally intended for players who had already cleared the game. Difficulty and Death Game are selected separately. For example, Normal plus Death Game, Hard plus Death Game, Very Hard plus Standard. You can choose anything that fits your own preferences. If you enjoy difficult games but don't want to risk permanently losing your character because of family interruptions or other real-life distractions, you can choose Very Hard plus Standard. If you are curious about Death Game but feel nervous about it, you can start with Normal plus Death Game. Or maybe you simply want to experience the atmosphere of SAO without permanent character loss. In that case, playing Standard on a higher difficulty works perfectly too. Personally, if you are simply looking for an exciting experience, I'd recommend Hard plus Death Game. Your first playthrough on Very Hard plus Death Game is extremely challenging. I'd consider it a mode intended for expert players, where the possibility of losing your character is always present. But if you're looking for the ultimate challenge, choose the highest difficulty. Using only the information available inside the game, try surviving the world just like the protagonists who suddenly found themselves trapped inside Aincrad. On the highest difficulty, every time I finally reach a safe area or a town, I find myself stretching, taking a break, and feeling genuinely relieved before continuing my adventure. The original characters are wonderfully written. Because the game's immersion is so strong, the conversations, personalities, and interactions all feel remarkably natural. Part of that comes from the fact that it's not only the characters who are risking their lives, you are too. Alongside the game's original cast, familiar characters from the anime and novels also appear, making the story enjoyable whether you are already an SAO fan or completely new to the series. Each companion has their own weapons and unique abilities. One might specialize in regeneration, gradually restoring health. Another wields a powerful axe capable of damaging multiple enemies with inflicting status effects. Another can detect enemy locations, identify weaknesses, and grant attack buffs to the party. Since each companion fills a different role, I often choose who I bring depending on the mission. Personally, I end up traveling with Argo most of the time. Of course, your own preference will depend on your playstyle, your weapon choice, and even your personality. Would you rather let your companions handle healing? Do you want someone who can finish off weakened enemies with area attacks? Or would you prefer maximizing single target damage? That's entirely up to you. You can also upgrade your companion's equipment. Every companion can be found around the town, and even within the beta alone. Their dialogue changes as the story progresses. It's worth talking to everyone whenever you return from an adventure. Sometimes they might tell you something important. The game offers a huge variety of weapons and combat options. You can choose from swords, rapiers, axes, greatswords, and many more. Beyond that, you can customize your own skill set. Maybe you want a 3-hit vertical sword combo. Maybe you'd rather dash forward with a thrust to instantly close the distance. Or perhaps you prefer building your entire fighting style around precise thrust attacks. Even with something as simple as one-handed sword, using or not using a shield, and choosing different skills creates noticeably different combat styles. And with enough player skill, you can fight in some incredibly stylish ways. This video only shows one-handed sword gameplay, but if you are interested in great swords, daggers, or other weapons, I encourage you to discover your own style. The satisfaction of finding a playstyle that truly feels like yours is hard to describe. I'd also like to briefly talk about why I decided to play this game. Originally, I planned to wait. I'm the kind of player who likes experiencing everything, including the DLC, in one complete playthrough. If I waited a year before buying it, I'd probably finish the main story just as the additional content became available. But one video completely changed my mind. Since it's another Digital World series, the official Digimon channel features Terriermon taking on Death Game mode. Watching it, everyone around Terriermon was cheering desperately, "Watch out! Heal! Heal!" as Terriermon struggled to survive. It looked incredibly fun. At the same time, it felt strangely nostalgic. Watching people genuinely enjoy a game together, shouting, sweating, and facing powerful enemies with complete seriousness, reminded me of something I'd almost forgotten. That's when I realized games are meant to be fun. Why wait? I should experience this now. the moment convinced me to buy this game. It happened by chance, but I'm grateful for it. If you still need one final push, maybe give the video a watch. They only speak Japanese, still, because gameplay itself doesn't change. Their seriousness, their passion don't change either. Adults were playing a video game together very seriously in the same room. It might remind you of something you've forgotten too. If this video has made you want to experience the game yourself, then I hope you'll enter the world and enjoy it. The sense of immersion is truly something special. Before ending, I'd like to leave one final message and my thanks. I believe the things you love are worth loving. To everyone who watched this video, to everyone who's already out there on their own adventure, and to everyone who poured their passion into creating this wonderful game, thank you. Finally, I'll leave you with a clip of when I entered a cave. I hope it conveys just how tense and exciting this adventure can be.
Argo.
ポイッターにっひひお、コボルド湧いてるな。
まとめてスイッチだ。ふっふっせい。行け。ふっふっせい。この
お次は
スイッチだ。フリーで戦うぞ。